Hey there, recruit, and welcome back to another public service announcement from Rebel Squadron. Today we're going to kick off a video series here regarding the bogus YouTube copyright claim dispute system, why you are not required to utilize this broken system. Stay tuned because there is plenty to come.
Can't stop the signal now.
All right, so let's go ahead and get this started here with, well, a whole entire list of released copyright claims. There you have it. So that is my current list of released copyright claims. Every single claim that has been placed on any of my live streams has been fully released at this point. I'm going to show you how I did it. Vast majority, I did not have to use the YouTube copyright claim dispute system. So let me show you how. All right, so we're actually going to start things off here with the very first copyright claim that I experienced on my channel. It was for the Rebel Squadron Rewind Transformers War for Cybertron. This claim was for a song entitled Till All Are One by Stan Bush. Now, if you are a Transformers fan, you're probably familiar with this song. Yeah, it goes back quite a ways, let me tell you. But make no mistake, here's the thing. This song was incorporated product into the Transformers War for Cybertron video game. So the artist does not have a straightforward claim to this music as being an incorporated product. The artist does not have rights to the song under these circumstances. If you'd like to know more about that, check out my previous video regarding incorporated video game music, incorporated product, and false copyright claims. I will leave, well, I'll probably put that one at the end of the video in the end card. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check it out. Let's continue. So May 25th of 2021, I sent an email to CD Baby, which is the entity responsible for making this copyright claim. I looked up their information online. I did not have to go through YouTube. I did the research on my own without an attorney. And let me show you what happened here. It's my initial email to whom it may concern. I have a very simple and straightforward question. Does CD Baby have the legal right to copyright the claim of the song Till All Are One by Stan Bush? I looked up the owners of the song and CD Baby is not listed as one of them. I'd like to see the legal documentation that gives CD Baby the copyright ownership of this song. Sincerely, Rebel Squadron. So I'd like to point out a couple things. Number one, I didn't have to use my personal information. Being a YouTube channel, I was able to utilize my YouTube name and official YouTube account email that I use for my channel. And that was sufficient for these folks. So I got a response from one of Veronica F., a lead content ID analyst for CD Baby. Hi Rebel, I work for the CD Baby content ID team. I've looked over your email thread with our artist service representative and want to clarify a couple of things for you. Firstly, CD Baby does not hold the copyrights to a single piece of intellectual property. Keep this in mind. We operate as a fully independent music aggregator. That means we distribute and administer rights on behalf of our artists who always retain 100% of their copyright. So keep that in mind. These companies that are placing claims on your content, they may in fact be operating on behalf of real legitimate artists and whatnot. However, they're two completely separate entities. These companies don't have direct claim to this content. Stan Bush has signed up his album In This Life with CD Baby, which includes the track Till All Are One. And by doing so, asks us to administer the rights on YouTube, among other platforms, hence the claim you're seeing on your YouTube video. Based on your previous emails, it sounds like Till All Are One or by Stan Bush is also a part of the video game in your video? Question mark. If the song is incorporated into the video game itself, then the only part with the rights to that content on YouTube would be the video game publisher. Most musicians are unaware of how these rights work within the context of YouTube's content ID system. And they mistakenly sign up for a service which they do not actually have rights. You need to be taking this stuff to heart there, recruits. This is pretty big stuff here, so I hope you're taking notes. If that is in fact the case, we need to opt this track out of content ID. However, we have no way of knowing the track is problematic until uploaders bring it to our attention in a dispute. If you have a video link with a claim you'd like to have me removed, please send it my way. I hope that helps to clarify. Best wishes, Veronica F. So here's one of the takeaways you want to carry with you here. So first and foremost, I'm communicating with this person through email, completely outside of YouTube, completely outside of the YouTube copyright claim dispute system. Second, she does attempt to try to guide me towards the dispute system. Keep that in mind throughout this entire video series. So here's my response. Hello, Veronica. This is the information that I needed to know. Thank you for answering my questions for me. The song was indeed incorporated into the video game, Transformers War for Cybertron. Copyright is a very important matter to me for various reasons, and I certainly have no intention or desire to steal someone else's work. Since it is incorporated video game music, I didn't think there'd be any issues. Here's a direct link to the live stream, which is currently unlisted. Sincerely, Rebel Squadron. So yeah, I have not used my personal information. I am using the official account, email, and whatnot, and including a link to my channel to this live stream. And that is more than sufficient to handle these claims. Now keep in mind, this is all taking place on May 25th. I initiated the conversation, and it has reached this point on May 25th of 2021. Now, once I sent her the link for the live stream and everything, it did take the next day, May 26th, for her to respond. Great, thanks for that confirmation. I released the claim and removed that track from Content ID so it won't cause false claims moving forward. Best wishes, Veronica. So I hope you're starting to get a picture of the full scope of what the YouTube copyright claim dispute system is really all about. Here, how it actually functions. Once again, I hope you're taking notes, recruits, because, well, it can get a little bit complicated here, and that is why I'm breaking it down into an actual video series. It's a lot to digest. Now, even though she released the claim, this conversation wasn't over just yet. I responded with this. Hey, Veronica, that's great news. Thank you. If a similar situation pops up again, what is the best way to go about it? Should I simply dispute the claim or, for example, contact CD Baby Legal directly? The problem being, if I dispute the claim through YouTube, I run the risk of a copyright strike and messy legal action, which nobody wants. And this is a very common and widespread concern regarding content creators not wanting to get a strike for using the dispute system. Let's continue. Also, is there really no way to improve the Content ID system to more efficiently identify incorporated music, or is it something that YouTube will need to take a look at? Thanks again for the information to help me get this cleared up. Sincerely, Rebel. And so she responds with this. And I hope you're taking notes. Hey, Rebel, the best course of action will always be the dispute route. There's really no risk of a copyright strike unless you're egregiously using copyrighted content without permission. And in cases like this, our Content ID team will know to release the claim due to gameplay music. Best wishes, Veronica. Now, I want to point something out here. Besides the obvious, she is confirming that copyright strikes should not be that common unless you are blatantly ripping off that content. But key thing I want to point out here is that she is purposely trying to guide me towards the dispute system. Keep this in mind. All right, let's continue. So I wasn't quite done yet. I did respond with the final question. Hey, Veronica, I did have that final question. What happens to the ad revenue if the copyright claim is not valid to begin with? Sincerely, Rebel. Now, she responded with this. Make sure you're paying attention here. If the video had monetized playbacks from our claim, then it would still go to our artist. The copyright laws are definitely different when it comes to video game music on YouTube. I doubt that the video game publisher would come after the artist for that revenue. This is key information here, recruits. Let me try to break it down to you. This company, they make the claim on behalf of the artist who does not have a legal copyright claim on that content because it is incorporated music in a video game. So here's the thing. They get that revenue. They get that ad revenue for however long it took to release that claim. They're getting that revenue. Now, once the claim is released, they are no longer entitled to that revenue. However, they're not going to just up and give it back. Even though they're not entitled to that revenue, you are in fact entitled to that revenue unless the video game maker, publisher, developer decides to pursue that. If they don't, that revenue belongs to you. And this is a key problem with this entire situation. You are being robbed, especially if you're monetized and whatnot. You get that AdSense ad revenue. These companies are getting this ad revenue payout fraudulently with these false copyright claims through the YouTube Content ID system that is set up, operated, and run by YouTube. So legally speaking, you can get that ad revenue back. because they don't have a claim to it. That is your content. You can get that revenue back. Now, if the video game publisher decides to come after that revenue, then you don't have a say. If they're the legitimate copyright claim owner, they get the money. However, if they don't claim that money, these companies, they don't have a right to it. That is by default your revenue. Keep that in mind. But that didn't quite answer my question, so I did clarify my question for her, and she did in fact respond. I'm referring to my channel. If my channel was monetized and that ad revenue went to your artist when it should have gone to my channel, does it get kicked back to my channel? I'm trying to prepare in the eventuality that I do get monetized, trying to learn as much as I can about these situations before it gets to that. Sincerely, Rebel. Her response: hi, Rebel. Monetization from the music will not take away monetization from your video, assuming that your channel is part of the YouTube partner program and is eligible for monetization. Possible to have 2 or more separate revenue streams on a video. You wouldn't lose out on revenue here. Best wishes, Veronica F. To an extent that's true, but I don't believe that it's true in the way that she thinks it is. Let me share my response with you. Okay, that's interesting, because it did say that my live stream was not eligible for monetization because of the copyright claim, where it's now eligible since the claim has been lifted. All of my other videos and live streams have always been eligible, with 1 or 2 exceptions. They don't really give out that kind of info to the general public. Thanks for the information. Happy Memorial Day. Sincerely, Rebel. Her response: that might have more to do with the fact that it was a live stream and not a normal video. Nope, that's got nothing to do with it. YouTube has a lot of video sequences, is what she meant, and like you said, it's not always easy to find that kind of information online. No joke. Hope you have a good long weekend. Best wishes, Veronica. That's pretty much where it wraps up. Just a few like pleasantries wrapping up the conversation. Key thing being, well, you're getting robbed. You're getting scammed. And I hate to break it to you, but YouTube is in fact responsible for it. These companies that are doing this, well, there are going to be people out there purposely scamming this stuff, taking advantage of the system. There's a couple sides to this equation here. You got the flat out scammers that have absolutely no claim whatsoever. And then you have these companies that under certain circumstances, they have a valid claim. However, under other circumstances, such as incorporated video game music, they do not in fact have a claim. However, the system is still set up to where these people are getting your ad revenue, and they do not in fact have a legal claim to it. They are constantly trying to push you towards the dispute system. Let me explain to you why. The longer that copyright claim is left up during the course of that 30 days dispute, more ad revenue they're bringing in from your content. They're so used to not having that ad revenue challenged and having to return it, become a standard business practice. Make the claim, let the dispute system sort it out. They reap 30 days of your content, and you are just, left out to dry. But here's the thing, like I'm trying to point out here, that's your money. Unless the actual copyright claim holder makes a claim, they have zero claim to your ad revenue. You have every right to get that money back. You are a monetized channel. And quite frankly, even if you're not monetized, they still have a claim to that ad revenue. YouTube just doesn't bother to get it back. So once again, they have very little incentive to return that money, especially when the average content creator has no idea what's going on. I had no idea until this stuff came up and I started doing this research. So there are a couple takeaways from this. Number one, you are not legally required to go through the YouTube dispute copyright claim system. You can talk to these companies directly. You do not need an attorney. You do not need to disclose personal information. You can utilize your account name along with your account email and send them the live stream link for them to review, and boom, it is taken care of. As you saw here, only took a day for me to have this discussion, get this information, and get the claim released. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. YouTube doesn't want you to know this, though. These companies, they don't want you to know this. They want you to go through the dispute system. Why? Because the 30 days it takes to force them to release the claim, it's 30 days of revenue in their pocket. Revenue that belongs to you. Especially if the vast majority of video game companies, they don't care. They're not going to claim that money. So the only person under those circumstances that has a legal claim to that revenue is in fact you. You're being robbed, folks. You gotta understand that you don't have to take it lying down. You don't have to just, well, that's just the way it is. No. That is the way it is. That's not just the way it is. That's not the way it's supposed to be. It is in fact theft. It is copyright theft. Copyright theft against you. Unless you know, that video game company wants to get into the mix, which they don't. Unless maybe it's Sony, possibly. That money's yours. You're the one with the only valid claim at that point. So hopefully you learned something today. And, well, stay tuned. Keep your comms open because there is more to come. This is just the first video in this series. Even though technically, if you want to get technical about it, it's the second video. But in this case, I'm breaking it down because otherwise it's going to be like just going to take forever to get through it. Yeah, so stay tuned. Keep those comms open. And on top of that, this is a well-known fact behind the scenes. Incorporated product, and in this case, incorporated video game music, is a well-known legal fact. The content ID system is designed to account for incorporated video game music. However, they're very lazy about it. And you, the content creator, have to bring this to both these companies' attention and to the attention of YouTube to make sure it gets identified and removed from the content ID system. The system is broken, no doubt about that, bare minimum. And on top of that, it is designed to benefit everybody except the content creator. However, you are not helpless. You can do something about it. You can fight back. And that is what this video series is all about. So with that said, I hope you have a great day there. See you in the Cantina, recruit. This is Rebel Squadron out, doggy.
Can't stop the signal now.